Tell me why you're crying, how can it be you? When you gave me something I don't really feel. But you knew that already. When I found you on the ground, you were dying. Now you come into my yard uninvited. Come you see me on the edge, I'm enlightened. If the world was ending, would you cry or would you try to get me? Tell me now, but I want you to be clear, yeah. Tell me now, I need you to be clear, yeah. I will wait for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Man, you put the time on a rewind, yeah. Help me understand, can you tell me now why you made a war that we're fighting now? And you fall and you run when you see my big guns. Run around, run away as a rebel comes out. Then you call on me when you call me, I come. But then you go again with your death, yeah. Open your mind to the sound of the trumpet. What do you want from the life of the hopeless? Now here you are, you're begging and crying. I want to fly, yeah, I'm flying to morning. Running away to the land of discovery. Running away from the suffering I'm going, yeah. Running away from the darkness I'm out, yeah, yeah. I don't know the limits. Going way beyond the noise and your feelings. When you speak, all I can hear is silence. Turning back from all the pain and violence. Big tunes, now it's big tunes. I'm really right now from the side now. Call my name. Fall down when you see me. You know that I was there for you. I will wait for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait.
To sit down before I gist you because this is a hot gist. So let me tell you guys what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday and I didn't have gas. I said, okay, let me go out there. I left the house at 7:29 exactly. So I drove there and I put gas. I filled my tank. I looked to my right side and there's this lady that just pulled up, right? She had a white car. She was dressed in white. She was looking beautiful, guys. She was looking like a top model, and then she was elderly. Maybe she was in her, I would say, in her late 60s. She was looking really good, like I'm not kidding. She was looking beautiful. Her car, she had a Mercedes car. It was white. She was dressed white, and then she had colored her hair. They were all white. She was looking really sweet. And she said, "Excuse me." So I rolled down my glass, my windshield. So she said, "Excuse me," and I rolled down my windshield and I said, "Hi." And she has an accent. She's more like Italian accent. And she said, "Excuse me." She said, "I am so lost." She said, "I live around here. I'm not far from here, but I'm lost. My phone is off." And then she's showing me her phone that my phone is off and I don't know how to get home. Okay. So in my mind, I I think I was thinking so far. I'm like, okay, and I know that when people with dementia, the first thing they usually start forgetting is getting back home. They get lost in their neighborhood. That's where all my thoughts were going. I said people that have dementia, they get lost even just in their neighborhood. So maybe she's one of them because she was looking elderly. I said, "Do you know your address?" She said yes. And then she gave me her address and then I put it in my GPS. And mind you, I'm still sitting in my car. She's sitting in her car. We are just talking out of out of our cars. And she gave me the address. I put it. It was 7 to 8 minutes from where we were. And I said, "Cool." I said, "I am going to drive in front and then you follow me behind, right?" She said yes. So we started driving, and because she was elderly, I didn't want to drive fast. I'm going slow so she could follow me. And we passed the first light, and the guys, The thing is, I was so kind that if the light was yellow, I did not go. I stopped because I didn't want to rush her. So we passed the first light, we passed the second light, and then we kept going. And then it reached a point where I had to make a left turn to like a neighborhood that was looking kind of like scary. Well, not scary, it was looking kind of like a farm area. I'm like, okay, that's when I started having a lot of thought. What if this lady wants to kidnap me? What if she wants to kill me? What if she's up to something? I'm like, okay, I'm going to try. So I kept looking at her on my rear view mirror to see if she was, to see if there was anything abnormal. Nothing is happening. And then when I made that turn, it said I have 5 minutes left. The GPS was giving me 5 minutes to get to her address. So I made a left turn. I reached a stop sign and I had to make a right turn. So when I needed to make that right turn at that stop sign, guys, see, God is wonderful. Okay. So I needed to make a right turn at the stop sign, and there were like townhouses, and and then all of a sudden I see this lady, her phone is on. Like when I look at her on my review, I could see the light. When you are driving at night, because it was dark, right? If you're driving at night, if you take your phone, the light will show in your car that. I'm like, I see this lady, she's having her phone is on, and it seems like she was trying to make a phone call. So at that time, my heart is dropping. At that time, my heart is beating so fast. What is this lady up to? And so I kept going, and it gave me like 4 more minutes to get to her place. So another car from nowhere, honestly, from nowhere. I don't know where this other car came from. And they had three men in there from nowhere, guys, from nowhere, was behind that lady. I don't know where that car came from. So then I'm like, okay, I mean, at that time, I'm not thinking of anything. And then I kept seeing this lady, she's still trying to talk. And then she's, when you are trying to talk on the phone and drive at the same time, she was like kind of going in and out of the lane. And then all of a sudden, we reached another stop sign, and then she quickly drove past me, and then like she wants to block my car. So as she did that, the other car that came from nowhere was directly behind me, and then this lady is right now on my left side. It's like she wanted to cut in front of me. So I wind down my glass. I said, "Are you okay?" I said, at that point, I was thinking maybe she has recognized her neighborhood. She's okay. She wanted to tell me to go back, right? As I wind down my glass, and then she wind down her glass as well. And I said, "Are you okay now?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We have just like 3 minutes. Do you know your name? At least you should know around here." She said, "No, I should keep going." Guys, at that point, I did not know what to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am about to be kidnapped today. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope they don't pull out a gun or something. That was my fear. And guys, let me tell you how God works. Okay? Let me tell you how God works. So when we stood there and we were having that little conversation, I saw another car coming. And guess what? That was a police car. You see how God works. So when that police car came, I didn't even know it was a police car. I know that a car was coming, and this lady on my side, she quickly went in front of me and then just started going like nothing happened. And in the car that was behind me, they turned. It was because there were like townhouses there. So the car that was behind of me found a parking, and then they parked there. So everybody just kind of went their way. Guys, I was almost kidnapped. And then I stopped that police officer. So when I stopped the police officer, the lady kept going, and then those other cars that had like three men in that car, they started. They got out of the parking lot, and then they started going back the opposite way. Then I told that police that, hey, this is what happened. And the police was like, don't you ever try to do something again like that. She said, that lady that you're talking about, she's well known in this area. She said she's well known, that don't be deceived by her look, don't be deceived by her age, that she's a hardcore criminal. Yes. When I told that police, he told me that that lady is already, under their radar, that they're watching her, um, and that address she gave me does not even belong to her, because he told me to give him the address. I gave him the address, and she had business card. She gave me a business card that she worked for UNICEF. So I gave the police officer. He said all those things were fake. That was not even her. That was not her business card, and so on. Guys, when that police told me, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, that police asked me, I was like so scared. And he said, are you okay going back? I said, no, please do. Is it okay if you just take me out of this neighborhood to, um, to the main road? Because the other car that left, those men that were in that car, I don't know which direction they went. So he escorted me out of that neighborhood, and yeah, that is how I got home, guys. I was so scared yesterday. I almost got kidnapped. I don't know what their intentions were. I don't know who they were. I don't know what they are looking for, but definitely not me. Yeah, that's what happened yesterday, guys. I was so scared. So, guys, let's be very careful out there. People are not who they seem to be. People have different characters. People have different intentions. Just be very careful out there.